Yo, welcome back to another trade recap. Today I'm going to be going over some of the shorts I took and what I was looking for to set them up. So, first of all, today, obviously, I took shorts. Um, so what I was going into market open, right? We see this big move up, right? We had SMT here. We had SMT here at these highs, and then with that SMT, and then we also had clear 4 hour targets. Look at these relative equal highs down here, and then I don't know, these were my main targets, and then this target down here previous or that I can't talk, but these lows right here and these lows right here are my targets. All right, and then I saw these targets after we fill this internal liquidity, right? So next up, we're looking at this external liquidity down here and this fair value gap right in here. If we look at the 4 hour, where's it's the 16th, so it's the 15th. Yeah, the 4 hour is too hard, but 4 hour, not too. What am I saying? Not, dude. I'm not restarting this video again. All right. We're just not gonna show it on the 4 hour. Just know we had relative equal lows and this nice fair value gap that we wanted to test into after we grabbed this internal liquidity. All right. So 9 o'clock in the morning or 9:30, we get this SMT with ES. NQ takes these highs, ES doesn't, and then we see this big move lower, right? I was looking for something like this, right, and a retracement back up to take shorts. Once again towards that gap in those relative equal lows, but we didn't get a big enough move up, right? We just kept going down. Then we got this next leg up. After we got this leg up, and then we get this next leg down. Anchor my fib right here at these lows, right? I'm targeting this, right? We get this move up. We sweep into this fair value gap. We break structure down, right? We have this order block right in here, nice and perfect for us, right? That order block aligns right with our OTE levels. As soon as we smack that, bang here, stop loss, right? We're trading this order block so we can put like there's no other gaps throughout here. You see this? Like the only thing we else we see here is this order block, right? So if that order block gets invalidated, then we're basically cooked. So there's no reason to let it hold all the way out here. And then I trade it all the way down here at the 1 to 15 is where I took my profits. And the reason why I held it so long and not just to this, not just to right here, like where I would normally take a trade around this 1 to 7, 1 to 8, I held it long just because like you see the momentum, right? We see such a high time frame SMT. We have these huge uh, draws down here, and with those draws, we got this huge momentum, right? We got that big momentum, and then right off our entry, we have this big gap, this big fair value gap that goes and gets inversed immediately. So with this candle, I knew we were going long, so I just trailed it all the way out, stopped out here, and that's like I didn't have any standard deviation with this, none of that hard stuff that's hard for people to grasp. It's literally just we get a move down, we have this SMT. First of all, we have the SMT, we have liquidity sweep, we have relative equal lows on the hourlies, and then we have a huge 4 hour fair value gap, our targets. So I'm literally just looking for a leg down that sweeps in this. We get a sweep, either a liquidity sweep of highs or a sweep into a fair value gap, right? We get this sweep here. We break structure down. We mark out our zones. We wait for something to align with our OTE entry. We get this order block aligned. We can get a fair value gap, rejection block, order block. In this case, it's an order block aligned with our OTE entry. We smack our entry. We trail our stop. It's actually crazy that I got out right at the very bottom, but I got out right at 15 RR because I was thinking in my mind I was like, I don't want to be too greedy. This is gonna be the one time I get such a good trade, and it's just gonna go straight to my break even. So I went ahead and stopped it. Well, not break even because I was trying my stop, but I went ahead and closed it at 15 RR because that's crazy enough. And then we pretty much chopped throughout here, right? But what we do get, once again, around 2 o'clock, we get this sweep up here out of this consolidation. We sweep up, huge leg down, right? And we have these targets down here, and well, we can't say this target yet because we're just moving down, right? And then we see these targets down here. We leave all these big 5 minute gaps, right? So what am I doing? I mark out my OTE just like I did before from the top of the move to the bottom of the move, right? I go to my 5 minute. I'm looking for gaps I can enter off of. What do we know? Huge 5 minute fair value gap, right? And what does it line up perfectly? See if this fair value gap lines up perfectly with the 0.618, right? And that just basically validates my entry there. All right, so the same thing. I wait for it to tap into my um, zone, and I put my stop between this. It was very close to getting stopped out, but the reason I put it here is because on this 3 minute, right, all it if it passes this most of the time, I don't. There's not very many times that it passes this 0.786 zone and still reverses to whatever wherever you're targeting. So if it goes past here, I normally would have my stops right at it or a little bit above if I'm entering off the 0.705 right here. And when I'm entering up the 0.618, I normally just have it right in between them, and it also gives you good risk to reward. And originally my targets were all the way down here, right? And keep in mind, this is the 3 minute. Like, this is how long this trade took. And that's another thing. It's a Friday, like a couple hours before market close. I wasn't expecting any huge move, so I did de-risk. Um, and once we got all this chop right here, I went ahead and moved my target here just because I was tired of waiting. And we smacked we smacked TP there. And then we just go and consolidate and then market closes. So um when I was thinking about taking this trade, I was honestly I was second guessing just because of this resistance up here or this resistance up here and the support down here. I don't know, whatever it is, where it's bouncing off this top and it's bouncing off this bottom, right? I was kind of worried that it was going to go all the way up back to this um, resistance up here, but then when I saw these huge gaps, right, that just those gaps really validated my trade and my bias for this trade, right? So if there weren't these gaps here, right, if it was like this trade I took before, well, I mean, there's a gap here, but let me go to the 1 minute. If it was like, if it was a trade like this and there's zero gaps here and it inversed all these with this type of price action, I would not have taken that. But because we had all these gaps right here, basically supporting us and keeping us from skyrocketing here, that's why I was more comfortable taking this even with these choppy conditions here. And just because we see this consolidation, we see this breakout, we see breaker structure. I mean, it's just it's a it's an ugly setup, but it's a good setup. And that's basically my trade recap for the day. That's it. See y'all later.